Hey guys, it's Greg again. I want to do a little kind of independent review of my own, try to do an unbiased review, give you my opinion on Hex and everything that I think that's going on with it. Just because of recent activity that went on, as most of you already know, in the YouTube Cryptoverse and how it's a scam, or so they say, a brilliant one at that. You know, they even made it a brilliant scam. That's kind of like, I don't know what that is, like a brilliant scam. I was going to say oxymoron, but I don't think that would fit. I'll go through the. I'm going to go through this. Check this out. You know, there was already a thing on this. What's Hex Crypto? You know, type of stuff. This I'm going to go through this Hex volatility. You know what? I don't care about this. This is the whole crypto market, the pump and the dump. Who cares? You could say that about Bitcoin, up and then down, up to 68, down to 28 for Bitcoin, right? So no surprise there. The only issue that I have is this certificate deposit that he mentioned with that. And just in my opinion, I think RH's plan there was to try to attract more sophisticated investors into his coin. And maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. And you know, for type of investors that don't know any better, maybe they'd be like, oh wow, that's pretty neat or something. Maybe they threw some money into it. I don't know, man. I think it's dangerous for him to start putting lingo like that and having it associated with your coin. That will probably raise the eyebrows of some regulators, if you know what I mean. So audited, don't care about that, just because, you know, that's to audit the code, to make sure the code doesn't have any bugs in it. It doesn't mean like if Richard's going to pay himself 88% of everything and all that other stuff. That's not what it's for. So I don't even care about that. This stuff, I don't even like trust any of these audits or any of that. Oh, it's audited by so and so and stuff. I don't even trust any of that. I don't. I just don't. There's so much stuff that can go wrong with code. Code changes. You got to update it. All kinds of stuff. I just don't trust any of that stuff. I don't care if they say that they're audited or not. Who cares? Well, I do care if they say that they're audited. I mean, let's just put in that, but I still just don't, I don't trust it. His media blitz, you know, he went, this is a little bit over the top, you know, like this magazine and then the bus. And then, you know, it's interesting though. It just seems like, what was it in UK? Was this in UK? Did he do this mostly in the UK or something? I was wondering what was that all about? I wonder why that is. It just seems like it's all in UK. Well, here it is in New York City, and on the side of the car. So, but this, you know, I mean, like Shiba Inu did this too, guys. Not to say, but that that's anything say that's great, you know, Shiba Inu, you know, so what? But that looks like Miguel. Is that Miguel right there? Let's see. This guy's car, you know, he's trying to attract investors. Let's call it what it is. He's trying to attract investors into Hex. We know who founded Hex. Here he is, supposed to be a spammer. Guys, I was in the SEO community. If you built a backlink, you were a spammer. I built a whole bunch of backlinks, thousands, if not millions of them. So technically, I would have been a spammer trying to rank websites, whatever you're going to do. Don't really care about that. I don't know if it's true or not. If you really want to know, I guess you can go find out about it. Ask him. I think he's probably explained it a couple times. I'm not really, you know, who cares? So what? So what, man? It's dude, we're in the search engine. If you're in the search engine business and you're making money at it and you're going to tell me you didn't spam, no way. It's not going to work. Let's see this Hex watches and stuff. You know, I was asked one guy, I said, what's up with him showing off the watches and his Louis Vuitton stuff? And he's like, oh, that's to attract these higher class investors. That's an ignorant argument. I don't think somebody with a lot of money is going to watch a Richard Hart video and go, wow, this guy's got nice Rolexes. Let me invest in Hex. There's more to it than that. That's just retarded, guys. So media shill, social media shill army. XRP has one, Cardano has one, Shiba Inu has one, and Hex has one. Those are the ones I think off the top of my head. So who cares about that? The disclaimers, what else is there? Try to look at some other stuff here. Him owning 88% of the coins. You know, probably the only thing that I don't like about it is that he's asked who owns it and he skirts the issue. He should just say, yeah, I got it. Why doesn't he just say that I have it? I mean, we all know who has it. Why is he avoiding, you know, so like that right there It's like, if you can't be a man and just say, yeah, I got control of it because that's the way it's designed or whatever, why can't you just be a man and do that? You know, instead of come up with some things. So I don't like that he does that. That's deceptive. So if he's going to be deceptive right there, that means he's going to be deceptive a whole bunch of other places. Also with the market cap thing too, saying it has a market cap of 50 or 60 billion when it didn't, that's deceptive too, guys. Come on, those are real red flags right there. Those are the red flags. The advertising and all this other 40% APY, 30%, those are the red flags that I look at. His marketing, okay, when LAMBO, this is regular crypto community stuff. You know, you can go to in the Telegram group for some other coin and you can see when LAMBO in there. So who cares about that? The word staking, here's my whole take on the staking. I think that RH was a early adopter of the staking and realized you could take your asset, you could take the tokens, you could stake them, obviously, and get rapid price appreciation. He saw that, he took advantage of it in the beginning and early on, and it worked. It worked. You know, I mean, look at all the other coins. I can buy DOT, I can stake it. I can buy Kusama, I can stake it. I can buy Solana, I can stake it. Everything else you can stake. So who cares? The banking model, this is retarded. He's going, because he mentioned the certificate of deposits. He needs to get rid of that. The Hex model. The Hex model is just like almost any other cryptocurrency model. It's really not that much different. You know, there's a couple things in there, but at the same time, it's a coin that's you can go buy on Uniswap, and then you can go over to hex.com or wherever it is, and then you can stake it and get an APY, and you get paid in your Hex tokens. And if you get your Hex tokens, you can go over there and swap them into USDC and get paid out. You know, I mean, what's the big deal there? So, you know, Ponzi, you know, throwing in Ponzi again, you know, I mean, you can go over the US dollar is a Ponzi, guys. I mean, if you think about it, centralization, going over that. I think I did mention like Bitcoin could become decentralized. What if Michael Saylor owns like 95% of the Bitcoin, right? That could become a reality. Somebody or some group could have 88% of all the Bitcoin, and then you couldn't say Bitcoin is decentralized. Like, look, this wallet owns 88% of the Bitcoin. They're effectively own it all. Like this guy right here. So, you know, that could happen. That could happen. It probably will happen. 40%, you know, who cares? Who cares? This is old news now. I mean, if you're in DeFi, like if you're doing 20 or 30%, that's like people complain that it's not even high enough anymore. There's other things doing way higher than that. So I don't really care about that. Yeah, the problems with the size. This is the issue that I have, is like saying a coin market cap and CoinGecko that he had a 50 billion or 60 billion or whatever it was. Market cap, we know that wasn't true. The real market cap is more like about 15 to 25 million. You know, that to me is deceptive. And I know what his plan was, guys. His plan was get listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and get that coin listed up there at the top 3 or top 5. And then all the other retail investors would see it and then go buy Hex, especially with it at 3 cents or whatever price it was at the time. And then they would go buy it. That was his plan, and his plan backfired. Come on, that's what it was, guys. Think about it. So comparing it to Bitcoin, Hex is not a Bitcoin. It's not going to go to the price of Bitcoin. It's not going to be anything close to it. It's just not going to, guys. I mean, that's a pipe dream, in my opinion. Can it go up in price? I think it could. It could. All right, that's it for it. And then I'll go over this here, this, you know, Pulse Chain, you know, doing stuff like this. This is obvious what he's trying to do there. He's trying to get, you know, more people to invest into it. And, you know, that's undeniable. I mean, maybe these guys made these things and they put them on here on Reddit. I don't know for sure, but they're saying they got this in the mail, and that's obvious what that's for to me. You know, that's questionable right there. Like the postal service that goes, I think it's the postal service that goes and investigates some of this stuff like that, trying to get new investors into it. You know, this would definitely leave a paper trail, and they can collect this up and stuff. So I guess because the crypto market is not regulated, that he can get away with doing that, you know. So interesting to say the least. Now the Pulse Chain thing, the one thing that I haven't liked is kind of like the whole Hex thing is like tagging you along. You know, you need to keep your Hex tokens. So basically, if you think about it, guys, this is how I look at it. Keep your Hex tokens, because if you keep your Hex tokens, then you're going to get all these other free tokens that you can go play with on Pulse Chain or the Pulse Chain community, the Pulse Chain area, right? You can go play with them over there. But see, to me, I'm looking at it more, if you want to look at it anyway, it's like, okay, they want people just to keep their Hex. Don't sell them. It's kind of like a steak. Yo, you got to keep them. You got to keep them. You know, they want them to keep them because you're going to get these, and you think, oh, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of these coins over here, and they'll be over here, and you know, you get like free coins, and then they'll go up, and maybe they will. I mean, maybe the Pulse Chain will make millionaires like it did with Hex. I mean, it is possible. It is possible. It was done once before. All right, now let's go over to the chart. Let's go over to the chart. Here's one thing about Hex. Now, this is the real data. This is the real data. Everything else is conjecture and people's opinion. The only real data that we have on Hex is the chart, the price, period. Okay? And the wallet addresses and stuff like that. There's nowhere else really that you can go. And with the Hex data on this 3-day chart, you can see on the RSI, you see at that peak, that was like a high peak, that was a high peak and a high peak. So it had kind of an unnatural movement, in my opinion. If you go look at other coins that are more organic, usually a third wave, there's a third wave high peak. But it is a cryptocurrency, so I'll give it benefit of the doubt. You can see there's its cycle right there. There's Hex cycle right there, okay? And it looked like a little back test on it, and now it's correcting the cycle. So Hex is supposed to be coming down. Contrary to Hexican popular belief, Hex price needs to go down to correct its cycle, guys. That's just the way it works. And had rapid price appreciation from here to here, and it was 10,000%. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to go from this bottom right here. Let's see what it is, all the way up to the top. It's actually 20,000%, guys. I mean, if you like if from that top bottom, that top is 20,000%. So the people that got in here made a boatload of money. I mean, just a massive amount of money, you know, and with Pulse Chain, that's what people are hoping with Pulse Chain. The same thing is going to happen. And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. There's a possibility that could happen, guys. I mean, there's a lot of those Hexicans. A lot of people are going into it. There was a lot of money thrown into it. I can't remember what the numbers were, but a lot of addresses and people sacrificed for the Pulse Chain and PulseX and all that other stuff. I mean, a lot of people did. So there's a really good possibility the same thing is going to happen with Pulse Chain. But we're talking about Hex to see what's going on right here. So it went up into this 5-wave sequence, and now it's got to correct this sequence. And as you can see, I have a Fibonacci retracement tool on there. And Hex, even with this massive recent dump that you probably got, because I didn't expect this to happen, guys. I didn't expect it to happen right now. I was expecting it to happen over here. But it looks like the latest YouTube video helped it along a little bit, maybe, you know, people got scared and sold off. But if you can see, it got bought up. It got bought up. It's actually a bullish wick. That's a bullish wick. Comes way down and got bought up, guys. So it came down to there. And in this area was the step I was looking for, this 0.5, excuse me, this 0.5 area, which is 50% of its whole wave. So the 0.5 is 50% of this whole wave. And that's really where you want to see it go. And that's at 0.003. The 0.55 is another spot that it could go, which is 0.02, 2 cents. And the 0.618 is another spot, which is 1.018 cents. And then this can go down to 0.786, guys. You know, Bitcoin and Ethereum do 786 retracements, and sometimes they even go near 90% of their whole wave, especially on a wave 1. This whole thing would be a wave 1 and then down for a 2, and then it's going to go up for a 3. Now, I'm not going to go into this coin at all, but I want to see what is going to happen here. I want to see if it's going to go into another wave, and there's a possibility that it can. Technically, based on this structure, if it corrects it deep enough and it goes down into this area, and then it can possibly go on to another wave. It is a possibility. Now, how high that's going to go, I don't think it's going to go as high as some people think it's going to go. I don't think so. I think this is going to come down maybe to this area, the 2 cents, maybe even a little bit lower, and you might get up to $1, $2, $3, you know, or something like that, guys. I don't see it going much too higher. I just think that Hex is going to fall by the wayside eventually, because it's just going to be an old token, man. It's something that you buy and then you stake. It's on Uniswap. You can't go buy it on KuCoin. And the reason why you probably can't buy it on KuCoin, because RH doesn't want his coin to be short. He doesn't want people to be able to short the Hex token. And that's one of the reasons why it's been taking so long to get down here, because there's no sell side pressure to push this thing down where it should be naturally all the way down here, technically. Just like some of the other coins should have a nice deep retracement, okay, on their second wave. Go look at other second wave corrections. Investigate them. Look them up. How deep do they go? What's the price? Everybody looks 618 is usually where they go. 0.55 to 618 is completely normal for this area. So if it hits that, it's 0.017, guys. 1 cent. 1 cent. So if it's there, I'm not going to be surprised if it's there. I already had this 3 cent. Been told people about that, and it hit it, and it's going to go up on this B wave. It's got to do a 3 wave. It's got to do a B wave and then come down on that C. So I'm expecting something like maybe 1 cent. Take that out, and then it comes down here in the RSI, comes up a little bit, bump down there in this RSI in this area, and get out of this blue area, get down there, and then finally your coin Hex can correct this whole cycle over here by going deep enough, and then it can go on its next wave run. That's what you should want. You don't want people to keep buying and buying and buying, because all you're doing is making these waves real big and delaying the inevitable. You might have less of a correction possibly, but more than likely not. It's just still going to go down there if you understand cycles. Thanks for watching. Peace.